And the fourth step is to create a turnaround statement that affirms or gives you permission to be, to act, or to feel this new way. For example, a negative belief might be, if I express my true feelings, people will think I'm weak and take advantage of me. Now, the turnaround belief would be, the more I express my true feelings, the more people love, respect, admire, and support me. Now, once you've created a new belief, you will need to implant it into your subconscious mind through constant repetition for 2 or 3 minutes, several times a day, for a minimum of 30 days.
So let me give you the one-word secret to happiness. One word. This is all you need to be happy.
The most important word ever.
If you had to think of one word that's most important to you, or that sums you up, or that would be kind of like a little beacon.
If you like this video and you want to know what best advice
All right. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
So great to see
Aloha.
you.
Aloha.
Get myself over here. There we are. All right. You guys can all hear me all right? All right. Aloha. Hey, I'm excited to be here today with Meg, and also after Meg and I go, he's going to be sharing about Connect calls. So today's topic is, I'm going to mute everybody real quick. 1 second. Please check your mute buttons in case come on. All right. So I'm Rachel Balansat, and I'm going to be hosting today with Meg Sutton, and we're going to be talking about the 3 pillars and the 7 areas of belief. And I want to know, how'd you guys like that video? What'd you guys think? Anybody ready to transform some beliefs? Anybody have any limiting beliefs? Drop me a 1 if you have some limiting beliefs. We're going to discover what they are today. Get ready. All right. Yes, I do as well. Believe me, no matter where you are in your ranks, no matter where you are in your life, we're all going to stumble across some limiting beliefs. So we're going to talk about some things today. And so today we're going to start with the 3 pillars. Okay, so these are foundations for, these are foundational concepts for a successful life, really. We're not just talking about business. Everything we do here that we talk about also extends to every area of our life. And so who knows what the 3 pillars are? Drop the first pillar into the comments. We know what the first pillar is. The first pillar. So I like seeing that your guesses. So the first pillar is unyielding commitment. Okay, so unyielding commitment. Why do we make commitments to things? Why do we even make a commitment to something? Drop it in the comments. Why do you even make a commitment to something? So those of you who are married or have been married or thought about getting married, what is the purpose? Why do we get married? If we love a person, why do we create this seal, this container, this, or we make vows, or we make some kind of vow, a spiritual vow, or we make a decision to commit ourselves to, okay, I'm going to do this thing for a certain period of time. Like right now, I'm committed to my, I'm competing in September. So I'm committed to my daily workouts. I'm committed to those of you who are doing the athletic transformation. I'm committed to showing up Monday through Thursday. Why do we make commitments? Because things, no matter what we decide we're going to do in life, whether it's business, a competition, finishing school, getting a degree, we're gonna run into what? Obstacles. There's gonna be something that comes along the way that's gonna wanna thrust you off your path and challenge every part of your being. Okay, so we make these unyielding commitments in order to keep us on track so that no matter what distractions happen that says, oh, come here, go to this party, go to this event, oh, fly to this zone, we're gonna do all these different things, or if it's in a relationship that's like attraction, oh, but I love this person, I wanna stay connected. So we make unyielding commitments which means unyielding. What does unyielding mean? That it means no matter what. So we make a decision. A lot of us talk about making a decision to what? Right now, a lot of people are making decisions to get UBTs, making a decision to get 3 brand partners. Just try it again. Oh, making commitment. I'm going to do this. Who has actually made that commitment? This week, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sign up 1 person this month. I'm going to sign up 1 person this week, right? Even just starting with that. Okay, so yeah, unyielding commitment. What's the second pillar?
Unshakable belief.
Yes, thank you, Mia. Unshakable belief. So what is unshakable belief? How do we arrive at unshakable belief? So almost no matter what we believe in, at some point it gets disturbed. There is a moment where that belief shakes. We have a doubt. We have a doubt. So, you know, I grew up, you know, with a couple different spiritual traditions. And there were moments where I doubted in something. And then what is it that gets us back? Is life for us or life against us? So in a way, to actually get to a place of unshakable belief, we first have to have it shaken. Where have you had your belief shaken in this business? We're going to talk about that today. Where have you had your belief shaken in life, and where have you had it shaken in this business? So once it's shaken, it usually means that we need to think some more. There's more area to grow. There's more to learn. We have to find out something that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. We have no idea what we don't know, do we? I have no idea what I don't know. I just know the things I know. Whatever I don't know, I don't actually know that, right? So how do we, when our belief gets shaken, here's something, what we're going to talk about in the 7 areas of belief. We're going to get to that. How do we make our belief unshakable? We educate ourselves. We focus on turning that belief around. Did you love what that guy said? Who heard what? Who wants to share a little bit about what they heard from this video we just watched? Can anybody just share briefly? Just what did you get out of that? Especially Jack Canfield in the end, like how to turn your beliefs around. Anybody want to jump off mute and give it a whirl? There's no wrong answers.
Well,
hey, greetings.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead, please.
Oh, Emily, I was just going to say, when we are faced with a doubt, it shows us where we have a gap, which means we need to get a little bit more information, or we need to get another perspective, or we need to, yeah, for me, the doubt is always showing me, do I really want this? So we can do what Jack Canfield said, which is what Byron Katie said, is to turn it around. What would I be without this belief? And feel into that, because that's where the emotional power is if I took away this belief, then what would I have, or who would I be? Beautiful,
thank you. So first we have to identify what the belief is, and then we can work with it, and we can do like a reframe. You ever heard Tracy correct us when we say, like, oh God, I really suck at this, and she says, in the past, right? In the past, that's a belief, right? So how do we reframe from now forward? Amelia, did you want to share something?
I just want to say, train and try again. You know, just train your thoughts to have a more positive perspective. And yeah, thanks.
So one of the things that he said was to practice, to reframe, right? To say that, find the new thought, and then say it again and again, 3 times a day, several times a day for 30 days. Reprogramming ourselves. Okay, so coming into a new belief requires effort. Having unshakable belief doesn't just happen, it requires cultivating. We cultivate these things. We cultivate this unyielding commitment. We cultivate an unshakable belief. And then next week, cultivate what? What is number 3? I'm gonna actually at this point bring it over to Meg, because I find Meg to have an unstoppable positive attitude. Meg is one of those people who just cultivates. She just exudes this like unstoppable positive attitude. She has so much kindness. She has so much love. You know, she like ran to executive and like got there immediately with her team. She just had this, she has this very kind, calm energy. And she is so authentic. And she has this ability to just really share from the heart. And her attitude, this really positive, open mind, really attracts people to her. And she's had some amazing people join her team. And so Meg Sutton, I am so delighted to have you join me today and help me with this topic. You're just such a light, and I love your earrings.
Thank you, Rachel, so much. I'm so honored to be here with you all and to share upon these topics. So, number 3, cultivating an unstoppable positive attitude, and just presencing yourself to your body and feeling like, what are the thoughts that continually replay in your mind, and how does that make you feel? And when you hear others speak to you, how does that make you feel? And just noticing, paying attention to that. And bottom line, you have to not let anything anyone says stop you from reaching your goals in the places you want to grow. And keep going in the direction you want to grow. And a question for you all: what are some of the things you do that creates an unstoppable positive attitude? Put those in the chat. And looking at the negative talk in a different perspective and seeing whether it's from my own mind or someone else, and just being curious with an open mind, and looking at yourself and others as a little child. And what I do with myself is just noticing the thoughts that are playing and giving them love, not shaming them, but giving them the nurturing love that they deserve, and thinking about how you truly do want to feel, and offering the negative talk to Spirit, to God, whatever you believe in, and allowing God to flow through you, source energy. And how does that speak to you? And I find that's what creates my unstoppable positive attitude, is getting past my own self and talking to myself in a way that I want to grow myself and to grow others. And for example, when I hear Tracy reframing people, and they may say, like, for example, as my mind has said, I'll never get past diamond. Reframing that and saying, in the past I've felt, and what have the action steps been for me to actually get there, and what haven't I been doing, and what can I do now? And turning that negative into I attract the team, the leaders that will fuel me to get to the diamond frequency. And how do we cultivate that? And what Bruno said was, everything is true. It's what truth we want to be in.
Amen to that. Everything is true. What truth do we want to be in? This is the field of unlimited potential. Right now, this moment, we have unlimited possibilities. So in that regard, everything is true. Anything can happen from here forward. What is the reality you're choosing? Thank you. Appreciate that. So we're going to talk about, we only have 10 minutes, so we're going to, 11 minutes. So we're going to talk about the 7 areas of belief. And right now, I'm first just going to list them off to you. And I would like you guys to just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what you are for each one. This is going to go quick because we don't have that much time. So on your belief, if your belief is a 0 or your belief is really strong as a 10, I would like you to rate yourself on the first one, profession. Okay, on the scale from 1 to 10, are you 0 to 10? 10, totally like full-on belief in the profession of network marketing with Purium, because this is Purium specific, network marketing with Purium. Thank you for answering that question. All right, some great answers. Okay, we're gonna go with number 2. And what is your belief in the company? What is your belief in the company on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, that number just got higher. Okay, and on the same scale of 1 to 10, what is your belief in the owners? 10s all the way. Gotta love those owners. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your belief in the products? 10s, all right. Those are all easy. Okay, and what is your belief in the system? In the system. Okay, that number kind of dipped a little bit. Okay, and then what is your belief in the team? Here we are, this is our team right here. What's your belief in the team? Okay, and then what is your belief in yourself? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your belief in yourself? All right, that number dips. And that's normal, yeah? Okay, that's the lowest. That's the lowest one, is the self. All right, fair enough. So we're gonna talk briefly. We're gonna kind of go through these points rather quickly, but they all deserve, we could literally do a Zoom on each one for a full hour. Each area we could definitely spend some time on. So the profession of network marketing, what are some of the stigmas of network marketing? What are some of the things that are like are challenging, all right? So this, just go ahead and put it in the chat, throw it in the chat. We're just gonna be really honest here. We're gonna what are things that throw us off? All right. It's a cult, it's a pyramid scheme. Manipulative, MLM phobia, selling products is an issue. All right. So being consistent, it takes a lot of work to see outcome. Okay. The pyramid one is that one comes up again and again. Yes, okay. So really quickly, I just wanna ask you, where do you shop? For a moment, just post in there really quick, where do you shop? Anywhere, just name a couple places that you shop. Maybe you guys are all like, I shop at the co-op, but where do you buy your clothes? Where do you buy anything? All right, Costco, Whole Foods, Sprouts, Target, okay, Costco. So a lot of these are big corporate companies. So now I just want to remind you that network marketing is a model. So when people go into that pyramid shape, let's talk about that for a second. So actual, and we're going to spend the longest on this one. We're going to go quickly through the others, okay? So actual these other companies, there's how many people are doing the grunt work, right? Getting paid minimum wage. What percentage of people do you think are getting paid minimum wage in all these different companies? And my question to you is, can they ever earn more than the person who's the manager? And then what percentage, and then it goes down smaller, how many people are actually in management middle positions, right? Lot less people than who are the factory workers, the people who are the janitors, the people who are working at the registers, all these people making minimum wage, if that, and some of them going way overtime and not getting paid overtime sometimes. And then you have management, maybe gets paid a little more, right? And then you have how many people are at the top, like the owners, the CEOs, things like that, and how much are they getting paid? Now it's gonna vary, but in some cases, there are corporations where the owners, founders, CEOs are earning 400 times what the worker is. Can the worker ever earn as much or more than the owners? Or as much or more than the middle people who are the managers? Okay, so here's the difference. I just want to point this out. In network marketing, you can earn more than the person above you. You can earn more than the owners. And there are people in this company who earn more than the owners themselves, right? And yeah, so these are just some things to think about. We could do a whole Zoom on this, but I just want you guys to think about the profession and when people compare it to a pyramid, okay? What's the real pyramid? What is actually a pyramid? We're more like an oblong, wonky looking thing. It's like these people kind of grow. How many people choose to do the business? How many people actually put in a full-time, how many people put in a full-time schedule into network marketing, okay? So we could go on and on. There's the pros and cons. What are the perks of network marketing with Purium specific? What are the perks? No glass ceiling. Yes. So people can actually, anyone can join this. First of all, does it cost anything to do the business? How many people got a college education? And how much did you spend for that college education? How many people have started a business? And then how much did it cost to take out a loan to start your business? Okay. Type in some numbers there, what it cost you to go to school or to do a business. How much did it actually cost you? All right, so that itself is so unique that we can start a business without having gone to school. We can start a business without taking out a loan, without taking out some big loan. And oftentimes when people take out a loan to start a business, they're in debt for 5 years before they get into profit. They start out in debt for 5 years. Are we in debt for 5 years if we buy some products? Like you're literally getting money for something. You're not paying for something you're not getting, right? You can work your own time. So what are some of the other perks? You can work on your time. You get location freedom. You can work from your backyard, your office, your home. I travel back and forth to Hawaii. I've worked from everywhere. I've worked from Bali. I worked from the Philippines. Okay, so this is something you can take with you. It's definitely great. You can work with a kid. You can have your kid in your arms while you're doing connect calls. All right, if you're a mom, there's a lot of perks to being a mom. You can actually like work with your children on your lap. I'm sure there's a lot more. We don't have time to go into everything, but I want to just get you guys thinking, all right? And just for the record, 20% of small businesses fail their first year. Looking at, the corporate model, the typical capitalist model, 20% of businesses fail their first year, 30% their second year, 50% their fifth year, and 70% their 10th year. Okay, so the food for thought. All right, we're gonna go ahead and there's a lot I could say about that, but I just don't have time. So let's just go on to system. You wanna take that, Meg, and we'll just do that. We'll go quickly through the rest of these. And then we'll spend a little more time on self.
Number 2 is the company. So what do you love about the company? And Purium's mission was born from the belief that every person deserves equal and affordable access to high quality nutrition. And what we say is people, planet, purpose, and prosperity. And I'll just leave it at that so we can get through the rest.
Thank you. And there's so much we could say. So the owners. All right, the owners. How many of you guys use the USDA organic food label to shop? That little label, USDA organic. Do you guys look for that? You guys all looking for organic? I hope so. Do you know how we got that label? Our founders, our owners, actually lobbied and got that. Lobbied to get that so that we could have a national label, so that we could distinguish food from what is not food. Who the heck does that? Those are the founders of our company. Hello, they care. They actually care. Do you think they got paid for that? I don't think so. That took work and took energy. Yeah, they literally slept on the floors of the warehouse for 3 years, trying to get this off the ground, trying to figure out how to make healthy popular, because they cared about health. They weren't looking for something that was going to make them money so that they could then create a business around a money maker and then start a business based on what can make us money. No, they started a business based on what can help people. How can we end suffering, right? How do we end human suffering? Not only that, you know, they obviously, I think that also can go back to the company, you know, what you were saying, Meg, hello, we're going organic. We're going plastic free. So that takes us to the products. Meg, take it away.
Number 4 is our products. And this is usually one of the easiest to believe in, as we typically come into the business through our own transformation. And curious, what have these products done for you guys, or you all? We own the farm, so we can get it at a low cost and high quality. And where can you find a meal that's this high quality and is only $2.50 per meal? I mean, Rschel lived out of her car for, what was it, 4 years?
4 months.
4 months doing the business, and this was the cheapest way she could live and thrive.
Amen. Thank you. Next up, team. Well, I don't think we have to say much about, next up, system, okay? So system, so, you know, this system of helping other people, the synergy of helping other people, we are helping other people, that helps us, that helps them. Like, we actually work together and we rank together, right? We can't do this without helping others. So we have this built-in infrastructure of being of benefit to others. It's required. It's so beautiful. We have the iLearn, we've got the app, we've got our Facebook pages, our team pages, we have funnels, we've got these amazing Zooms, all the Zooms available throughout the week that teach you, okay? So this is our system. All right, next, Meg. Team.
Our team, that was number 5. So we come up through our upline, we go to Agents of Change, we come here with Tracy and Tevia, Next Level Goal Jumpers, and we have the freedom to create the team we truly want to work with. And that's pretty amazing.
Right.
Yeah. So what's your belief in the team?
Team. And then self is number 7. And I think we started with that. I think you guys understand now, like, where your limiting beliefs are. We did that work in the beginning. Whatever your limiting beliefs are, identify them, okay? Identify your limiting beliefs about yourself, about what you can do in this business, about what you can do and how you can thrive. Take a moment, rephrase it. I want you guys to just go ahead and write your limiting, your reframe, your new belief. So you're gonna take that, identify that limiting belief, write the new belief, and this is how we're gonna end today. is with this particular section is, what is your new reframe belief? And I'm going to ask you guys to write that down. Think about it 3 times a day. Write it down 3 times a day and for 30 days. Okay, your task is to write it 3 times a day for the next 30 days and see if something shifts inside you. And with that, thank you very much. It's been an honor. We think we went a little over, but we're complete.
Well, can we give it up for Rachel and Meg for being in the hot seat, which is where we learn to grow. So congratulations on putting together a great presentation and covering the 3 pillars and the 7 areas of belief. And again, it's a chunky training normally. But it's fit into all different kinds of time frames, just like we talk about your story is your 2-minute story, your 1-hour story that becomes a training. And so I'm curious, what did you leave out and what more would you have wanted to cover if you had more time?
For me, I have like 4 pages of notes here, so I was just going through like, what can I share in this time we have? And I would definitely go into just each area more in depth. And yeah.
With that quick, there's so much I feel like we could have gone over. There's so much we could have shared. Just exactly what Meg said. I mean, I would have liked to have gone in depth over all of those. I mean, we could have filled all of Thursday with today. With this particular topic, we could have done the full hour and a half with this. Yeah, it was hard to decide. We kind of had to decide which areas to really focus on that we felt were more important. I like really important, like the cultivating the area, we like chose as a theme to like cultivate the idea of shifting our belief.
Right. So I guess that would be my next question is, what's the one thing that you intentioned for the team to walk away with as the overarching or main thing? What's the one thing, like if you got nothing else, what I would have wanted you to have is?
For me, it's the tool of transformation, or the inner transformation, to like actually understand. It was to like shift our beliefs, literally to like have a tool, a way to shift our beliefs through a process and education.
So I'm curious, go ahead, Meg.
Oh, I was gonna say, for me, it's being able to recognize how we have been in the past and coming forward with how we want to feel, and then actually putting that into our day-to-day, daily practices. And that's what we'll become.
Awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. So I'm curious if any of the team, if you would like to drop, if you just a 1 or 2 people in a 60-second share, and or you can drop it in the chat, what's the one thing you did walk away with regardless of what they shared? Maybe we should have done that backwards. Maybe we should have asked you first, what was your one thing that you took away, and then see how well that matched to the intention. Anyone want to share on that really quickly?
I can share. I think for me is identifying my limiting beliefs and then reframing it, and then making sure that I reframe it in a way and keep planting that seed in my mind every day. Practice being positive.
Thanks, Judith. Miriam, go ahead.
Almost identical, I would say, transforming limiting belief to what I want them to be. And it started with those videos they started with, to put it into our mindset of what they were going to talk about.
Awesome. Tevia, did you want to come in and give some thoughts?
Well, one is that I love the homework, the call to action, and also I thought that it was interesting, right? Because the two of you have different an organically, just at the root of it, the both of you have a different pace. So Rschel, you're very expressive and a little faster paced, and you express yourself that way. And Meg is a little bit slower and clear, yet you're clear too, Rschel. And so it was just, I found myself enjoying the dynamic between the two, and yet it's finding value out of both. So, you know, with you, Meg, I really appreciate. I felt very nourished, I guess, like nurtured. Like I felt like it didn't take a lot of words for you to get a very powerful message across. And so I really appreciated that. And then I appreciated, Rschel, the various analogies or stories that you brought in that helped me understand, like, you know, the different areas that you were in, you know, which belief you were in. I appreciated the analogies and the stories, like talking about Dave and Amy, like sleeping on the factory floor. And yet that's also like, as you're in one particular analogy, you know, you're building belief in another. I mean, when you're in one belief, you're building belief in another if you're really kind of working it. And I experienced that in your share. So I appreciated that. As far as the question, I'm curious, in particular, well, I'll start with Meg and then maybe to you, Rschel. Meg, I'm curious what was the experience like for you, as opposed to like before, like maybe you had it in your head what it would be like to lead the team, and then what it turned into. I'm curious what that experience was like for you, looking out to the field, but being in the position of leading.
Well, it was interesting having a time limit, a short time limit, because for myself, I really like to do meditations in the beginning and really getting present. And so it was a lot of reframing in that sense, like what can we share in this little time? And it was a lot of like behind the scenes work. We spent hours and hours just going through all the areas and watching different videos. I wrote my notes like 4 different times to get really clear. So I'm really appreciating like what all goes into this, even more so. And now what I will be bringing more into is just presencing myself more to get clear on my notes on each and every mastermind.
I appreciate that, Meg, and then we'll go to Rschel here in just one second. That's a technique like that we use with people code of when you put a time, and this was just literally like, we only have so much time, right? Because we have Pialani and Kahala coming up here next, and the Zooms are only so long, right? So at the same time, it's interesting when you put time, whether it's a 5-minute time limit, a 10-minute time limit, a 30-minute time limit, we have a way, when you put a time structure into it, people have a way of dropping into who they are. There's not time to do a bunch of other things once it's go time. You drop into how you show up, how you respond to stress, how you respond to happiness, joy, like spontaneous things put us right into whatever our character and whatever our motives and whatever our behaviors are and our personality. It drops us right into that place. So it is a good reflection, that it's an opportunity to learn and grow and see how we respond to these different areas. So it's a powerful piece, but I love your takeaway. Thank you for that share. It definitely has a way of having us look at the Zooms and what goes into it differently, for sure, being out front. Rschel, I'm curious for you, because you've led many Zooms and you've led in many different areas and you've spoke on the mic in all kinds of places. So I'm curious what your experience was with this particular journey of leading.
Well, it's funny because I already knew it was going to be a short amount of time, but somehow being up there and on the mic, it gets even shorter. And I found myself having to think really quickly and make really kind of fast decisions, like, okay, what am I going to leave out? What am I going to cover? Because clearly I couldn't cover everything. Mm-hmm. So I just found myself, I'm glad I took all of my Purium today, so that I was on my toes. Appreciate the nutrition more. I'm like, okay, my brain's thinking really well. I did everything. I took my core 20. So yeah, it was, I appreciated, it was almost like an exercise, yeah, to share the 7 areas of belief. And I found myself, I liked what you said about how Meg was she's very eloquent. She doesn't have to say a lot to say deep and meaningful things. And it was really powerful. So I appreciate how she chose key things. She didn't try to fit it all in. She chose 1 or 2 things from each area to fit in that she thought was most relevant. I found a hard time doing that. I wanted to put it all in there. So, yeah.
But the intent is good, right? Because you want everybody to get it. You want everybody to win.
Yeah.
What's interesting too, like the white energy. And just to point out to the team, like here you have 2 whites, but very different ways of expressing, right? So it's something to observe. Not, 2 whites aren't, although we do see like commonality, there's common traits, but so fascinating stuff. Thank you for the share.
And for people who know, he's talking about people code, because it could sound like whites.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
He's talking about people code. There's whites, blues, reds, and yellows. So
thank you for clarifying that.
They're all different types of motivation in this kind of personality model.
Yeah, good, great. I appreciate you bringing that forward.
That's Filipina,
Yeah, right.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for your shares, and we'll come back and have more. And I appreciated, that you both came dressed and postured, ready to present, and you paid attention to all of that. So we're going to make the transition now. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.